Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of the Smashing Skull Sessions, which is proudly sponsored by Rising Suns Brewery here in Cork. I suppose this is the perfect time to bring on these two lads really. I'm a big fan of Dunk, as you all know, lads. It's played a big part in the show over the last 10 months since I took it over back in February. And what a fitting way to probably do my last show of the year. Down with two guys from Dunk. Here I have Luc and Wout Lievens, both basically started and ran Dunk Records, Dunk Pressing, Dunk Festival, the whole lot. Guys, thanks so much for coming onto the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
No worries at all. It's an absolute pleasure for me, as I said in the intro there. Jesus, you're such a big part of my musical journey over the last 8 or 10 years. The stuff that you've been releasing since I found Dunk, there's been no going back, you know. I was going through the stuff today of 20. I've done 20 podcasts myself, right? And I've had Ranges, I've had Turpentine Valley, Astodan, Coastlands, We Lost the Sea, who are all on your roster, right?
Yeah.
And then I went and saw who actually played at Dunk. And then I also had Cold Bones, Outlander, Telepathy, Brewy, Joe Quayle, God is an Astronaut, Where Mermaids Drown, and Silent Whale. So I mean, you've basically written my show for the last 10 months. It's been incredible. So a big thank you, lads, for coming on anyway and taking this time out. So look, as I said to you earlier, I don't know how we're actually going to cover everything because there's so much involved in Dunk. So maybe in chronological order, we'll sort of start from the beginning and maybe work our way through, jumping between the pressing plant, the Dunk Festival and everything in between. Sound good?
Yeah,
Okay.
Great stuff. So look, lads, first question. What was the catalyst that got you to kick off Dunk and how it became what it is today? Where did it start?
It started in 2005. It began in basket benefit, yeah.
Okay.
We thought we would earn money with it, but
That didn't happen too quickly, did it?
that was the point. And the first edition was very small with 3 bands.
That's right, yeah.
Each band was a basket player playing music. But from the second edition already, we went a little bit professional, more professional, and we already had some post-rock bands.
Okay. Okay.
It started very quickly in that direction.
Yeah, it wasn't a conscious decision to do post music from the start. Was Dunk always going to be?
I didn't know what post music was.
Okay.
I just liked instrumental music.
Yeah.
That was actually part of it.
I guess your own taste was the goal. Just
Okay.
Yeah.
You followed your taste in the beginning. And
Yeah.
Still the case, right?
I still do.
Yeah.
You're still influencing Wout, are you, in your musical tastes?
We influencing both.
That works both ways. Brilliant. And again, the name Dunk Records and Dunk Festival and the Dunk label, am I right in saying that came from a show you did? Was it that 3-band show that you did possibly?
Yeah.
Was it a basketball team, local basketball team? No, that's all true.
Yeah.
The first edition was a Dunk Rock.
It's not a myth.
No. It's
Brilliant. And tell me, how many attended that first show when you talk about 3 bands?
about 100 people.
Yeah, was it that much?
99.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good turnout, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah, I suppose that's what gave you the interest, so did it, and gave you the taste of more, I suppose.
It were all local bands. Local bands. Then you have people. You have more audience with local bands and with better bands from the country also.
Yeah. And were you involved like Luc was at this early stage?
I was actually the first band on that lineup. I was pretty much involved, yeah.
Okay, what type of band were you at the time?
Yeah, funk rock, instrumental, no, but not at all post-rock.
Okay, so it was instrumental anyway.
Yeah, that was the case, yeah. How old was I? 16 or something, yeah.
Jeez.
And then
He was easily influenced, so Luke, at that age, was he?
yeah.
Musically. So, obviously, that was the first taste of it all then, back in 2005. So, what happened between, we'll say, 2005 and 2010? Like, it was because it wasn't until 11 that Dunk Records was officially founded, which we'll get to after. So, even after that one 3-band thing you did, what happened after that, a couple of years that followed?
The plan was to grow with first edition local bands, second edition bands from Poland, something like that. The third edition was done with Belgian bands, and the international, but already at the third edition was already a Dutch band. So
all right, okay.
It went a little bit quicker than we expected.
And again, numbers-wise, were you planning on just growing it every year, number increasing as you went, or were you happy with the 100 or 200 people that were attending already?
We were not happy with it, but it was a fact. So it was. We had no more than 300 people at the first 5 editions.
Well, I think our goal was mostly to offer as much good music as possible.
Yeah.
Of course, it comes with a bigger audience and a bigger venue, and so you automatically grow a little bit every year. But for us, the adventure was more about offering something that we never really. The size is just something that comes with it to make it work.
And even at that early stage, was there thoughts in place for Dunk Records for setting up something? Or did that I know it hadn't happened, but was it in the back of your minds?
Actually, yeah, but pretty much in the back of our minds, because the start of the label was more like a joke, actually.
Okay.
Kokomo, he asked us if we could be Dunk Records, and I'm not sure if they were serious about it, but I took it like that, and I said, "Yeah, great idea, let's do it."
Okay, that was it.
Just went from one day to another. Yeah.
And again, as you mentioned, the band like Kokomo, an incredible band, like obviously a great start for Dunk Records to have them on board. Like,
yeah, that was actually a no-brainer. So
it was, yeah.
Of course, with the audience we already had from the festival, we didn't really have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
We already knew how to reach a certain audience. And then we had this great opportunity to have Kokomo as a first band. So yeah, it was a lot of fun from the beginning. Yeah.
Excellent. And how did you, like, I suppose, how does a band like were Kokomo a big enough band at that time? Were they well known?
It was a perfect match as a reputation wise.
Okay.
I think we grew together steadily.
Yeah. Okay, very good. And that was 2011, right? And as you said, Kokomo were on the list. Did many bands follow then once they heard Kokomo were on your roster?
Yeah, I had a small list in the beginning of bands I wanted to reach out to. Actually, I never had the opportunity to do it because they reached out to us, or there was just so many interest. It was actually very comfortable to work like that. We just had to see who was coming in and have a listen and work with the bands that were most fitting to our roster, what we had in mind. So that was actually a great start. Yeah.
Wow. And Luke, at that time as well, like, were you involved in sourcing bands as well, or was it a case of that was Wout's job?
Wout did the label. I did the festival. We both did the festival. But he was responsible for the label.
Okay. And again, back in 2011, you didn't obviously press your own stuff at that stage. So, did you? No, you know pressing.
Well, we pressed at that time. The first albums were pressed in Germany.
Okay.
And then later on we moved to GZ, Czech Republic, and then in 2018 we started pressing ourselves.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, how many bands did you think you had around 2011? So I know, as you said, Kokomo were the first band, but how many more had joined the roster back then?
Good question.
Are you talking maybe more than 10, less than 10?
At that time, it would be more than 10. Yeah, I think so. In 6 years, yeah, it would be more than 10. Now we're at 50 or something. 50, a bit more than 50. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, what it's become now is it's huge now. Like it's a name that's known the post scene twice over. You know, it's incredible. Like, but it's interesting to see how it grew. You know, because it literally came from nothing. It's just the two of you having an idea. And just carrying it yourselves.
Yeah, I think a big what made us as we are now is, I think, just being stubborn and simply do what we like, not what people will like, and it's just about having fun. The festival has always been run by volunteers entirely, except of course the technical professionals. But it's a huge team, just having fun.
Yeah,
and it's very important.
It does make a difference, doesn't it? If you have a love for something, it's going to work. If it's just sort of a for-profit business venture, it's just there's going to be no heart inside it, you know.
Right, it's a certain vibe we like to create, and we're not in this for the money because it's not possible at all. But for example, free coffee is something that I think has a big part in this reputation. Just something like that. I mean,
yeah.
That's actually what convinced 65 Days of Static to join the lineup.
Yeah.
What was the reason? The coffee.
Free coffee.
Yeah. Easy. It's that easy, is it, to get a band?
The gesture that we offer our audience free coffee was like, oh, that's nice. Maybe it's a nice festival. Go there. Yeah.
Well, again, without even getting to the festival yet, like, it is something that was special about coming to Dunk because it was so friendly and it was so relaxed, you know. Like you mentioned the coffee. At the time when I went to the first one in 2017, I couldn't get over the fact that you're paying only, was it 120 euros for a weekend ticket, and you had bread, coffees out on the table all weekend long for everybody who wanted it, you know. It was something truly unique. Like, again, everybody must come back to you and say, how do you manage to do this? Right. You know, put all this in front of everybody to use and to have. We know it's not a profit organisation, you're not out to make profit, but still you don't want to be losing money either at the same time.
No, but we discuss those things every year actually, and in the end it turns out that it's not fun for the audience to have to pay for breakfast or coffee, or even you enter the festival, you have to pay for parking, you have to pay for camp. It's not fun for the visitors. It's work for us. You need to fence off the entire area. You need to pay for the fences. We need people to take care of all that. So logistically, it's more work, and it's not fun for anyone. It's also more cost actually. So the pros and cons were making it easy.
I suppose, Luke, the way you looked at it, like you looked at it through the eyes of a person going to the gig, so as opposed to anything else, didn't it? You knew what we wanted from it, and in fairness, you gave it to us. Like,
what did you?
I said you seem to have went about this festival through the eyes of the person attending the festival, knowing what they want.
Of course,
you know, as opposed to.
Of course, I don't like that you have to pay for everything when you go to a festival, but on the other hand, we had to offer camping. We had to offer parking because there was nothing. There was no hotel, no B&B. There's nothing.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it another way. We had to offer a breakfast. There was one shop in the small village where we are working.
That's right.
So, it was closed on the first day.
Which we found out as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose I understand it from that side of it, so I can see why it was almost, well, not a necessity, but it was a big part of it. Your reasoning behind it, yeah.
And free coffee and so, and the water we offer. We don't like people that are getting drunk.
Yeah.
So that's why we offer also a breakfast.
That's what it was.
You start to drink and you don't have something eaten.
You wanted people to last till the very last band, yeah?
That's life experience. Yeah.
That's exactly it, yeah. We've a lot to learn there. So that 2014 was when this new fresh start, lads, you made this festival a big deal, basically. Like, how many people had to come on board to make this happen?
You mean the move?
Yeah, the whole thing. Like the move. This was just a festival, wasn't it? 2014 was when you decided.
Yeah.
Zottegem at the forest in that venue. That was the place to be.
No,
Yeah.
There was not enough audience the first year. When in 2014, when we had a loss. From
13 as well.
13 was a big loss.
Okay.
From 2015, better.
Okay.
From that time, there were a couple of years we ran break even.
Okay, so there was a loss initially, 2 years easily.
Yeah.
Tough to take. Would it have put you off, not carrying on?
We never. I think we never thought about quitting.
No.
What's going on?
Yeah.
It's the same story this year. Once again, we have a big loss. No, but we have to solve this problem. And we go on.
You had a loss this year, 2022. Was there? Okay, we'll get to that after. So when we get up to 2022, but I'd be interested to hear that.
Right.
So lads, yeah. I suppose 2017 is a big year for me because it was my first dunk festival. I had looked at the rosters in the previous years and I said to myself, have to go there, have to experience this. And it is like I've said this so many times over these shows here, these last 20 podcasts, it's something special, the Dunk Festival, and every band that I've interviewed who've all been there have all said the same thing, that, you know, you're so welcoming, everyone's friendly, everybody's there to offer a helping hand, and you don't see it anywhere else, any other venues, any other festivals. You know, you fucking land, get your shit off, go, and that's it. But Dunk is unique. Like, again, was that all done on purpose? Did you mean to do all that? Do you want people to feel welcome so that they'll return again? Or is it just naturally the way you work?
Being kind is normal, I think so.
Yeah.
If you ask a band from the other side of the world, you just don't want to have them unload the van on their own.
Yeah.
You just want to help. They've been traveling for 24 hours. I think it's natural to offer a helping hand and to make it as comfortable as possible for them. And I'm sure it also helps with the performance. Are relaxed and they feel welcome. I'm sure they are in a good shape on stage as well. And
yeah, like even that 2017 lineup was huge. Like, it really was. And you had a lot of bands from the States, for example, that came over that time. How do you decide on bands, and how do you pick a band to come to the festival?
It's a pretty long process.
Yeah.
We usually start out with the concept lineup, and maybe half of it stays in there.
Yeah.
The other half is not available. Doesn't fit the financial plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, obviously, you decide, you make a list of who you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's bands always hitting you as well, Luke, with asking to come to the show, I'm assuming, is there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's...
Some of them are willing to come or in the neighborhood. They are on tour, and some of them not.
And that's a big one. That's an interesting one. Do you look into bands who are touring Europe at the time, and who are maybe touching near Germany, Belgium? No,
we don't really.
Okay.
Just asking the band, and you'll see what they answer.
All
When
right.
you when you know they are touring, it's too late.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I get you.
But when you know they're touring, they are playing more festivals,
Yeah.
and we don't want to be the same as all festivals.
Okay. That all makes sense now. Yeah. It does. Yeah. And again, how long does it take to pick the bands? As you said, it is a long process, I'm imagining. I mean, are you thinking about it the minute one festival ends? Are you actually at work already at that stage?
Yeah. There are some bands confirmed for 2018, 24.
Go away, 24 already.
Yeah. You're now working for 24 as well.
Wow. Can I get? I wait till I turn off the recording after I try and get those names off you. But I see you're already dropping names. You've started dropping the names for 2023. The first 5 bands were lined up. How many bands have we? Is it 36 maybe, around that? Would you have?
In total?
Yeah, for 23.
About 50.
50 bands. Wow.
Yeah, this year there were 51.
Yeah.
52. Or,
Up there somewhere.
Be able to divide it in 3, so if you want.
no, there was one more in the month.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you actually have the list of bands in front of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what a tease, huh? What a tease to have that in front of me. So, like, obviously, there's not much convincing needed, really, is there, to a band when you approach them and ask them to play dunk, because you know that they're probably involved in some way within the post scene, the post music scene, whether the heavy side or the ambient side, it doesn't matter. Never any issues trying to get a band on board? Have you had to push?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Bands that we were never able to get up until this point.
Okay.
We're trying. There's bands we're trying every year.
Mm-hmm. And
works.
Several bands.
Another one I'm interested in as well. How do you decide on who becomes the headliner? You know, I don't think it's just as simple as I think they're the biggest band. I mean, is it the layout of the show over the course of the day, or is it because it's the band with the biggest support?
Well, I think most of the times there's a clear difference in fame, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to spread the bigger names over different days, and then depending on the size of the band, we decide they pick last, or we decide to find another one right after them. But it's a good. It goes naturally, I think.
Most of the time, it's obvious.
Yeah. But sometimes we are close to completing the lineup, and then that one band we asked in the very beginning to headline the show, they confirm anyway, while we figured the lineup was as good as complete.
Okay.
Everything up, and then you have a bigger name there, right?
Yeah. It's not an easy task, like, to manage 52 bands, to get 52 bands, whether it be because you've had too many to begin with, or you're struggling to find bands. Either way, it's a lot of bands to get together. The logistics of it all, like, I mean, I suppose this is more Luc's territory, like.
The most difficult part is to say a good band that he can't play.
Okay.
I don't like that job.
But it never makes you want to quit anyway, that's for sure. So that's sort of 2017. So we're up around 2018 then, as your first vinyl was pressed in your own plant, your own machines.
Correct. Yeah.
Big day. Again, it's probably a huge investment, like, was it?
Yeah, it was actually. We bought just one machine, of course, to start with.
And we built a plant.
And we actually built the place. Yeah. I think we started building in December 2017. It was finished in April. Then the machines got a bit delayed, and we actually started in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
One machine.
Yeah.
And how many could that press, just out of curiosity, a day when you're working on it?
300, 400, maybe 500 on a long day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a long day. Yeah.
And what about the sleeves and the covers and all these? Where do they all come from? Or had you a local pressing plant to deal with?
No, we have a professional supplier in Germany.
Okay.
They focus on vinyl printing parts.
Okay.
So they are the very best we work with, and I know they supply a lot of pressing plants in Europe.
Okay.
It's really it doesn't look that difficult, but receiving a good quality cover, definitely a gatefold,
Yeah.
It's very, very hard to find. Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't find one in Belgium.
We've been looking
No?
ever since. We've been
Okay.
looking ever since. We tried a few
Mhm.
things, but it's not easy.
But again, even to get up and running, like as I said, that it probably was a big investment, and not. I won't say it was a gamble because you know, you've obviously done your homework. Like you knew what was the demand was there. Like you know.
I don't think it was a gamble at all because we were our own first customer. So we had a label going, so we could at least press those.
Yeah.
And then we needed just a few more to make it work. But from the start, the interest was huge. We really had to stop accepting certain types of customers just to make sure we were able to offer we did accept.
Okay, so you were getting plenty of bands coming to you wanting to be on your label.
Yeah, bands and labels and brokers, and everyone was interested.
Everyone was interested. Yeah.
The start of it was just before the huge amount of pressure on all pressing plants in the world. So people were very interested in a new pressing plant with an open order book.
Yeah, of course. There, yeah. Everyone wants a cut of the cake, don't they?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But you weren't giving any away.
Yeah. So we never had to go and find orders.
That's fantastic news. That's great to hear. Like it really is. You know, it just shows. I suppose it shows the hard work and dedication that you lads are putting into this. Like you know, this doesn't happen overnight. Like any of it, whether it be the festival or the pressing plant. Like it's fucking hard work. You know?
Yeah, the pressing plant was actually the most difficult part in running the label. That was to receive the vinyls in time, and the part we asked for. Because when you place an order, you have to describe what you need, and then it arrives in 300 or 500 copies. And if it doesn't turn out as expected, you still have those copies there.
Yeah.
So that was being able to adjust the colors on the go was a very big reason for to start our own.
Okay.
And of course, quality guarantee, because that was not the case any longer. With the other products. Yeah.
That's it. I suppose you're in control. You're in control of your own product here, which is a great thing to be able to have.
Yeah, right.
And not rely on somebody else to fucking throw out something on the quick to keep a customer happy. You know, like as you said, you're trying and testing your own product there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's absolutely great. Like, so that 2018. Obviously, we were making our way towards fucking COVID time, like which was 2019. Luckily for the pressing plant, obviously, people were purchasing.
Yeah,
online purchasing over the 2-year period. So it was a good time for Dunk Records.
At the beginning, it was. But at the end of the Corona crisis, people stopped buying.
Okay.
So sales dropped there. For the pressing plant, I think we lost one order. So for the pressing plant, there was no difference.
Okay.
Releasing music was the only thing bands were still able to do. So we were still up and running. Yeah.
But actually, just out of curiosity, are you pressing records for other people, not just for Dunk? You are?
Yeah, most of it is for other people. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
We now have 6 machines. So we press for a lot of different customers.
Oh, brilliant. Very good. And again, I suppose the cost of everything has gone up in the last 2 years.
The cost
of fucking materials has, I would say, doubled at least anyway, has it? Same everywhere?
Cost of materials, time of delivery.
Yeah.
The disaster.
Yeah.
Some parts are getting better now, but other parts are getting more difficult. So it's always a matter of trying to find the fastest supplier, and of course without giving in on the quality.
Exactly. And again, trying to offset those costs, lads. I mean, the cost of buying a record from Dunk hasn't really changed much in the last few years, you know, maybe €1 or two.
A few,
but compared to the cost of materials, like, I mean, are you taking a bit of a hit on it, or are you...
For the label, we are a bit...
Yeah.
Don't think it should be priced... it could go up, but is going to be less interesting for a lot of people, and try to keep it as cheap as possible, and
Okay.
we cut out a lot of middlemen because we press ourselves and we sell it to the fans right away, so directly to the fans, which is a big advantage as well. So that's probably why we were able to keep it, the price increase a bit realistic.
So again, around that time then, the festival, obviously there was no festival for 2 years. Was it 2 or 3 years? 2 years, 20 and 21. Had you a lot of money? Had you a lot of time invested into getting it up and running for those years? I mean, again, another kick in the teeth, Luke, for you, like, wasn't it?
We had a fund for the 2021 edition, or the online edition.
Yeah.
But we are still discussing if we can keep the fund, if we don't have to pay it back. So we spend all the money, and then afterwards they came, you have to pay it back. It's not okay. So that's a big discussion that's going on.
Okay.
We can keep it, otherwise we have a big problem.
Yeah, it is a big problem. I suppose let's not bring it down. You decided in 2022, lads, to bring it to Ghent. Again, tell me the reasoning behind it. Was it what decided on it?
There were several reasons. First of all, after 2 years, most of our volunteers spent their time on another way than working for Dunk that weekend. It's a free weekend.
That's right.
Most of them discovered that they can go on a journey or something like that.
Okay.
So we were not sure if we had enough people to help. It's a long time we have to build the festival. I'm speaking about 2-3 weeks. At least 3 weeks to build up, and at least 1 week to clean it up. And with the pressing plant, with the label, we had a lot of work, and it was not possible of the people working for the pressing plant, that were the volunteers of the festival.
To spend all that time cleaning up afterwards.
Yeah. If we use them for 3 weeks, people have to wait 3 weeks longer for the records.
Yeah.
But okay.
It's a major balancing act, isn't it? Trying to get it all to work. And
we always made the choice to organize a festival we want to go to. The festival, like it is now, with several stages, is a festival I just want to go.
It's a festival you wanted?
Yeah, I like to go to a festival like that.
Oh yeah.
You don't have to care about the weather. You don't have to care about there's a place to sleep. When you don't like a band, you can go to another stage. That's what I like.
Yeah, I suppose everybody who would have been at Dunk from the beginning, heading to the forest, I suppose, had an affiliation with that and became very comfortable with it. And thought that, how can you change this? How can you actually stop? But having been at 2022's festival, I have to agree with you, Luke. I thought it was brilliant to be indoors, not having to worry about the weather, and not having to worry about a tent being soaked through with rain or a heat box from the sun, whichever way it goes.
In 21, the weekend of the festival, it was raining enormously.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be a forest state that year. It was not possible. Well, each time we have had good weather.
Yeah. And there was going to be a time where it was going to be a washout,
Not in Belgium.
Yeah. Don't ever bring it to Ireland anyway. That's all I'll say. Don't bring it to Ireland.
Yeah, but not only that. I mean, the technical support we get from the venue, the logistical support. To start with, everything is already there. There is a stage, there is an audio system. Everything is there. At the old place, there was nothing. No electricity, no water. It was there. We need to bring everything in.
Yeah.
A huge amount of work.
And we built a venue.
And we actually
Yeah.
built a venue that more or less resembled an indoor venue.
Mhm.
The tent had to be pitch black because of the light show we want to.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work to make it look a bit indoor. Of course, the first stage was very nice.
Mhm.
Also, there were some regulation issues showing up, so it wouldn't be to have it anyway. So, the venue would get just very comfortable.
Yeah. So it was sort of an inevitable progression. So it was something that was going to happen eventually. Was it, Luke, that you would have had to take it out of where it was?
We talked with the Brett and they were very enthusiastic about possible collaboration.
Okay.
We were surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't expect it.
Yeah, they were very excited about having us.
Yeah.
Like that venue in Ghent is stunning, which makes it all the sweeter, doesn't it? I mean, you know, the architecture, the history behind it, and the history behind the city as a whole. You know, it's a place where you can walk around. As you said, you've food, you've restaurants everywhere. It makes it a much more comfortable experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. And so much more possibilities.
Yes.
With other locations, working through museums to collaborate.
Exactly.
And possible in the other thing.
Yeah.
On the limits.
Yeah.
We couldn't do something more. Now we can.
Yeah. So, 2023 then, lads. I mean, it's underway. It's not far off. It's only 4 or 5 months away, which is mad. Are you as excited about this one as you have been with everything that's gone before?
Definitely, yeah. You should see the lineup, man.
I can't wait to see that. I'm asking questions. I'm hoping to get to it.
No, it's gonna be really nice, and it's cool to work on the previous edition now because we already had one.
Yeah.
Now improve a little bit, like we were doing for years now, always improving a little bit here and there. It's really fun to be able to do it now, knowing what we already were able to offer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit better again.
I mean, even your learnings from 2022, obviously you're going to bring into 2023, right? But for a first year at a new venue, for the audience anyway, it just flowed very naturally. Nobody had a complaint. There was no reason to complain. Was it the same behind the scenes? Was it as calm?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
But what we missed was a meeting point. There was we want a cafe into the festival.
Okay.
That was a problem for me. You couldn't have a drink after the shows.
Yes.
Talk with the people. That was not okay.
Yeah.
We are working on that.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not going to say any more there, no?
Oh, you're right.
Well, yeah.
There will be a cafe.
No, it's of course we need to talk to the venue as well. Whatever is possible logistically, but they agree with us, and that's good, right?
And has the city embraced Dunk? Has Ghent embraced Dunk? Do you think? Did it make an impact on the city? Did people talk about it? Are they?
I think so.
No, I think so.
It's not big enough to make that much of a ripple in such a big city.
Yeah, I think so. No.
Maybe too soon as well.
Yeah.
Maybe after a few years.
Yeah.
But I don't care about it.
Now, tell me attendance numbers. You've always kept this, well, since 17 anyway, around sort of the 800, 900, 1,000 mark.
Mm-hmm.
Was that basically out of comfort for the audience and size of the venues? Could you have sold more tickets?
In the old place?
Yes.
That was the maximum.
Yeah, the restaurant area was at its maximum.
Okay.
So the catering team, the bar team, I think that was practical.
Yeah.
on the mountain. Yeah.
And what about the new venue? I mean, have you an audience limit number?
Yeah, but we never reached that.
Okay, it's more than able to accommodate.
Yeah, we don't want to have 10,000 people.
No.
When we have 1,000, we are happy.
Mhm.
But we didn't have 1,000 people. So that was the problem. It was about 700 or 800.
Last year, 700 to 800.
700 or 800, something like that.
And this year, the early bird tickets sold out within hours.
Hmm.
I have mine in it. That's the main thing. But is that an indication of where it's going? That there is definitely more of a demand again this year? Do you think from last year?
Ready?
Again, I would think it's word of mouth. It gets out there. People hear about it.
I would like to believe that we're going to sell more tickets now. Right? I think so. The venue also thinks so.
Yeah.
Well, we just wait and see.
Yeah.
Right? We'll try our best. We are going to promote it, and we're going to offer a wonderful lineup, and we hope it's going to bring more people to the event. But you never know in advance.
Yeah.
They compare us with Desert Fest. And Desert Fest last year was also about 700 or 800 tickets, and this year 1,400.
Okay. I don't know, maybe it took time for people to come back to festivals after COVID. I don't know. Is it?
I think conditions will be a lot better.
Were people a bit wary about getting back into crowds last year? Might have had something to do with it. I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, look, I can't wait for next year. As I said, once we turn off the record button, I might ask one or two questions. But look, I suppose before I go, I used to always ask my guests 3 questions, but they'd normally be playing music related to playing on stage. But I'm after twisting the questions a small bit just to cater for you two, if you don't mind. I want to ask you if you could have any band as a headline act, past or present, to stand on the Dunk stage, who would it be? Money's no object, no nothing. If you could have any band in the world.
For me, an early Mogwai, an early Sigaros.
Oh, nice.
So I discovered post-rock with those bands.
Okay. So you'd love to have one of them back?
Yeah. They always welcome.
Oh, sorry, I rephrase that question. Is one of them coming back?
No. But I think so.
Okay. Wout, what do you think?
Well, I would actually also vote for Mogwai. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely one of the biggest in the scene. So.
All right.
And also for me, that's one of the earliest, together with Godspeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've lasted the test of time, haven't they? They're around a long time now, and they're still producing great albums, which is testament to them. The second question, guys, if you could press any album as a Dunk press, again, an album from the past or a band in the future, who would you like to see with the Dunk tag on the back of the album?
As a label, you mean?
Yes.
Oh. Well, for me, it was nice to be involved in the Amun Ra record, the live album.
Oh, so yes.
That was really big.
That was something special, yeah, it was.
But I'm really honored to have We Lost to See in our catalog. They're an amazing band. They have amazing music. Their packages are always spot on.
Yeah.
I have to say a lot of those bands that I would like to have on the label are already on there.
Okay, that's good to hear.
So I feel a bit bad because of pointing out this one or 2 bands on the label now, because I really like all of them.
I get that. Well, sure, look, you're only going to get bands on the label that you like anyway, so
yeah, right.
I would assume
you're
in a comfortable position where you can pick and choose bands, which is a great position to be in. Luc, what about yourself? If you would like to see a band on the Dunk label?
Or maybe Kokomo, because I'm grateful that they started it up. So, and it's like he says, all the bands are so good.
Yeah.
Small, the biggest.
Okay. So I suppose 2 of you have your finger on the pulse now, lads. So 2023, give me a band to look out for. The name of a band to look out for.
Not necessarily on the lineup, or?
Oh no, just so something you may be pressing later on next year that we should be keeping an eye on.
Brutus.
Okay, yes.
But they actually released the album yet, so I'm not sure if that counts for next year. But we're touring a lot next year.
Yeah.
Sold out most of it. It's a wonderful album.
It is a wonderful album, yeah.
Yeah, we pressed it, so I've listened to it a lot.
Actually, the Belgian scene is flying, isn't it? For post music. It's in a good place.
You could say so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice, yeah. Does that count as next year?
We'll take that. We'll take it. We'll take that answer. What about you, Luke? Anyone you want to give a shout out for next year who are going to be releasing something that you're looking forward to?
Not really one specific band.
No.
I'm surprised of the evolution of Hurricane. They are going pretty fast.
They got it. It's an incredible album. As you can see, it's just there. Yeah. Fantastic record. Fantastic. Yeah, guys, what can I say? Look, I really want to thank you for coming on here to the show, you know.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
it was really fun, yeah.
Like Dunk, as I said to you before, like Dunk means an awful lot to me and anyone I ever meet, and I discuss music to so many people. The word Dunk just drops in every conversation. It's just a natural thing, whether it's records, whether it's the festival, or just music in general. It's always a great talking point, and it's always something to bring up, you know. So for that reason, I want to thank you both for coming on, lads, because you're the founding members of this. You made all this happen. And I think you...
It's thanks to you that we can do this.
Thanks to you.
Well, I'm going to do my small bit.
Yeah, we need you to do this.
Exactly. But we'll all work together on it. So Luc, Wout, thanks so much, guys, for coming on the show. And I hope to see you in 2023. I will see you in 2023 at the next festival, and we can have a beer and have a chat. So there you go, guys. They're the lads from Dunk, Luc and Wout Lievens. What can I say? If you haven't got a ticket and you have any interest in post music of any kind and you want to take a trip to a beautiful city, Dunk 2023 has to be one for you. That's it, lads. Thanks to Richie from the Metal Cell, who always edits and produces the show, and this is probably the last show for 2022, so I'll catch you all in 23. Take care.